everyone! In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the art of active reading, and I'm going to be showing you my 3 most used methods to do so. Now, before I begin, I just want to make sure that everyone is on the same page with me. When I say active reading, it means engaging the material you are trying to understand, remember, and focus on. So this can be PowerPoint slides, textbooks, or actual books or magazine. Basically, these methods will help you better understand what you're reading, not fall asleep while you're reading, and actually focus and remember what you have read and what you are trying to read. So hopefully this will help you out. I'm just going to begin by enumerating the 3 methods I personally use to active read and to be engaged with the material I am reading. The first method is called read/summary method, so we can call it the RS method. The second method is the memory boost or MB method. And the third one is think like a teacher method, so TLT method, I called it. Now with that being said, let us start off with the first method. So what I have here is a textbook on Intro to Psych. This is my favorite textbook to use as examples because it's very clear and I find it's the standard textbook looking text you can ever have. So let's just start with this one. In the method called read summary, that is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to read, and each paragraph we see, we are going to summarize in the margin. If you cannot do so in the book, I suggest just getting like a blank sheet of paper right here and just doing so there. Remember, this method is not textbook notes. You do not have to make them pretty. They do not have to be coherent, if that makes any sense. You will see what I'm talking about. This is just a way you can engage the material and you can erase your notes after, or like just make a more beautiful and more perfected version of it to study later. But this is not the point of active reading. The point of active reading is while you go through the material, you need to remember as much as you can of it. You need to engage and focus on as much as you can from it. So basically, think of this video kind of like how not to fall asleep while reading type of video. Think about it. What's better? You take a bit more time when reading it just once and understanding it, or you read it, don't remember anything of it, and have to reread it at least 5 times to actually remember something, or not just like drool and your head on the textbook falling asleep type of thing, eh? Well, do a T account here. You know, it's better. It's better. So, in the first stage of development, called the oral stage, the baby's mouth is the focal point of pleasure. During the first 12 to 18 months of life, children suck, mouth, and bite anything that will fit into their mouths. To Freud, this behavior suggested that the mouth is the primary site of a kind of sexual pleasure. Infants who are either overly indulged, perhaps by being fed every time they cried, or frustrated in their search for oral gratification, might become fixated at this stage. So if you want, if this is already too much for you and you're losing your train of thought and you're like falling asleep, summarize this. Just engage the material. So you know what? Let's just not go further. Let's summarize this. So what you can do is, if you can write on the textbook and you don't mind writing on the textbook, you can write it in the margin, but I'm just gonna show you how I do it. So basically I just got a blank piece of paper right here. Gotta put it a bit higher right there. And this is the first paragraph, and if you would write in the book, you would just do a little, I don't know how you call this, accolade, I think. Anyway, and you're just gonna write a really quick summary of what you understood. So what I understood here is that first stage, oral. So mouth, focal point. And that's it. That's all I'm gonna write for that paragraph. But what I'm doing here is I'm engaging the material. It's ugly, it's quick, but I engaged my hand. And when you engage your senses while you read, not only does it make you focus on the material, think critically, and remember what you read. It's because your mind doesn't only remember what your eyes tell you, it remembers what your hand gesture tells you. So by the spelling of oral stage. Your hand is gonna remember those movements and it's gonna help you remember the term oral stage. So that is basically what we are doing throughout the book, throughout reading the material. Just make little side notes on every paragraph, or every time you think, you know what, I'm getting kind of sidetracked, I'm getting kind of bored, it's not going in anymore. Engage the part that's not going in. Attack it. Be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna understand you. Due to lack of time, I'm just gonna provide you with a brief overview of all of these techniques, and if you want me to go into detail on any of them, just let me know in the comments down below. But with that being said, I am going to move right on to the second method, which is called the memory boost, MB method. And I also like to name this right in the feels, and you will see why. Because we are once again engaging our feeling, our touch, and getting ourselves into what we're reading. This is, I have to admit, my most used method out of the three. I absolutely love this, and you're gonna laugh because it looks just like it looks. It makes no sense, it's a mess, but oh my god, it works so much. We are going to use different material. This time we're going to be using slides for this example, and this one is from one of my Greek mythology classes. Hey, I told you I'm passionate about a lot of things. Greek mythology is one of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this list, the local labors of Heracles, or Hercules, however you like to call him, and just show you what I do to better remember them, as opposed to just reading them quickly and 2 seconds later you ask me, so what are they? I have no clue. But if you do this, you will. So I'm gonna show you a real life legit example of active reading, and what I personally mean by active reading when I say active reading. This is it, folks. This disgusting pile of random stuff is what happens when I actively read. So basically what I do is I get a really old notebook that's a bit destroyed, disheveled, with pages missing. You need something, you can use the back of papers or anything. So basically how I do this second method is, in my bed, I'm all chillaxed and I have in front of me the slides or whatever material I'm trying to read and remember, and then an old, like I mentioned, unused notebook or blank piece of paper or anything I can write on, and either a pencil, a pen, it doesn't matter. This is gonna be quick and messy, and I'm just gonna show you my thought process throughout the whole experience. Before we get into this, I just want to mention that this specific method is insanely useful when you're trying to remember keywords and lists. It's big on memory for keywords and lists, because you're writing them and rewriting them and engaging your feels, as in your touchy-feely hands, as in your touchy-feely, this is sounding weird, so I'm just gonna stop and show you what I do. So, the local labors. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god, that's a lot to remember. Can I? Yes, you can. The first one is the Nemean lion. Second one, oh my god, I'm gonna massacre names, is the Lernean hydra. Third one, Cyrenian deer. 4, I don't know if you can see this, Erymantian boar. 5, oh my god, I don't know how to pronounce that, Augean stables. And 6, Stymphalian birds. See that? See how fast and random and disgusting it was? This is, honestly, I love this method. I always do it because not only will you remember how to write these, so on an exam you write them correctly, you will remember this, trust me. If you do active reading a bunch of times, and if you are trying to remember a list and for the life of you, you can't, even with active reading, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Oh man, I can't remember this. Go through the slides, come back to it. Local labors. I remember now, just because I wrote it, I remember there were 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it, depending on your class, how detailed you need to remember. I remember there was a lion. I'm not looking, legit. I know there was the hydra. I know number 6 was birds. And then there was a boar somewhere. And then something that I don't remember, and then something with the barn. Barn. I don't know what that is. Let's see how good I did. Oh, I remember the lion, remember the hydra, then remember the deer. Write it down. Boar, remembered it. Stables, barn, same thing, I was close. And birds. That's take 2. See how much I remembered just by doing active reading? And if you keep doing this, you'd be honestly surprised at how much you can remember and how much it improves your memory on lists and keywords. Finally, the last method I am going to be talking to you about is called Think Like a Teacher method. So TLT or Mind Reader Pro, however you want to call it. This method is very quick, very much like my color coding video, because that is exactly what you're gonna do. You're gonna highlight and color and code terms or things that are gonna be important. Think like a teacher, be the teacher, envision you are the teacher, and how you are gonna torture your students. Sorry teachers, you know I love you. But basically, we are going to be doing some legit 101 color coding. Again, it engages your hands, your touch, your feels. If you want to say these terms out loud, that adds another sensory stimulus that engages you, like your auditory, hearing, ears. If you want to say this out loud, highly encourage it. Even if people look at you weird in the library, give it a shot. But basically, key here is to engage as many senses as you can when you're reading. Think of it like a game. Have fun with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to tackle those little labors again. So basically, use any colors, any highlighters you want. If you cannot use color or highlighters on your book or whatnot, I know this was a very popular question. What I like to do is use a pencil to highlight, and you know what? For the sake of this video, let's just use a pencil for people that cannot use colors on their slides or on their books. I'm rooting for you. This is how you can do it, and at the end, you can always erase it so no one knows you were there. Basically, local labors. What you can do is put it like that. Nemean lion. You can color it, shade it like that. Oh my god, guys, please don't make me pronounce these names again. Hydra. Color it. The deer. Coloring it. The boar. Stables. The birds. This is engaging the material. It stands out. Even like this, at least you know what to look for. It's kind of like a pinpointing thing. And again, my goal here is to keep you awake. So that's what we're doing. We're engaging it. Another fun way to do this, if you have time and energy, and if you're more talented than me, because I'm pretty poopy at this, you can give yourself little drawings of the lion. Oh guys, please don't judge. The hydra, little monster. Hydra, wee! The deer. So, a deer, a female deer. Well, this is a male because it has antlers, but you get my point. The boar. Can I really draw a boar? That's the nose. That's the little... Oh man, I am sorry to all boars of the world. Stables. You can write, I don't know, like a little house, a little barn. And birds. Caw-caw! There you go. Tell me you won't remember that. I remember them right now just by drawing them and engaging my senses. So that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see or if you want me to talk in any of these methods in details, please leave it in the comments down below and I shall do so. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it let me know what you are interested in seeing from me and on my channel. And also subscribe to me if you like what you see. I will definitely see you next time and thank you for watching. Bye!